Morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
You're in UK, so you're like ahead of us. And I'm going to say welcome. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the bilingual channel and podcast, A New Wind of Wonderful in French. My name is Marguerite. I am your host. So today we will have a great conversation. We are three. I don't usually do three conversation with two guests that I have. I have Victor here in Davia Major as well. And we will be talking about what are we talking about today? How to go back in Africa as diasporans. So, and what are the challenges and what are the challenges and the excitements and anything, maybe ideas and anything that can be they can give some insights and they can also give some advices to the Africans and their descendants or friends of Africa looking to relocate or repatriate to Africa. So, and I enjoy today because we have different geographically we have different background and guests. Victor is in UK. He's a podcast host. He does incredible things with his podcast. He talks about Africa as well, and he's from Nigeria. And I am from originally from Senegal, and I live in the U.S. And Davier is African American, living in the U.S. He's never been in Africa, so I think here today we will have very diverse perspective, and it'll be really, really interesting to hear both sides. And I'm just excited. It's more like a conversation today than question and answers. So, how you doing today? How you doing, guys? Let's start with Victor. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm great. I'm doing great. Not too bad. It's been a very eventful week, and I'm happy to be here. Everyone is looking great here. Thank you very much, guys, for having me.
You are so welcome. You are so welcome, Victor. And I have a few questions about because I like the listeners to know who you are, what you do in depth. So we'll get to you a little bit later on. And how about you, Davia? How you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, Margarita. Had to, shake that sleep off real good. Then I had to take care of some things this morning, but it's been a great day so
Uh-huh.
far. Doing real good. Very-
Awesome. Awesome. Very nice to hear you, to have you both here today. And Victor, why don't you tell us what time it is over there? You said good afternoon, right?
Yeah, the time now is past 3
Uh-huh.
UK's time, which is British Standard Time.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I'm in London at the moment. So I live in London and as well as Lagos, Nigeria.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, that's me.
That's a long hike. Like it's a long way from Nigeria. And how is London? I feel like London has always been to me a super busy city, like a little bit cold. How is it there in London?
Yeah, funny enough that you mentioned a little bit cold. Right now it's raining in London in the middle of summer. It's raining. So there's this usual thing that says that the weather and let's say the women, they're not predictable. So this minute it's very, very hot. The next minute it's cold. So we never know. That's the London thing. You never know. But
Okay.
the past few days was really, really hot.
Mm.
And yesterday evening, today has been rainy all through.
No, wow. And
Yeah.
and, and Major Davier, how is it? How is it in Atlanta?
Here in Atlanta, it's in the morning. It starts off hot, so for the most part, it's smothering. Honestly, it's like super hot. But it's been raining off and on, which makes it humid at the end of the day. So it's not sticky hot. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's either you go out in the morning or in the afternoon. You got to do it like that.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. So, and how is it growing up in? Because you told me you were from Mississippi originally, right?
Yeah, born
And,
in Mississippi. Born in Mississippi, and so basically in the South, primarily my whole life, and Mississippi, Tennessee. I lived in Memphis, Tennessee, for primary, most of my life. So I went to plenty of other places as well. Been to Virginia, been to Texas for a small amount of time, but for the most part, just Atlanta, Georgia, and Memphis, Tennessee. For those that know about those places.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow. So, yeah, I'm just trying to. That's really very interesting because how we all like shared this bond for Africa or from Africa, and then with circumstances and life choices for some of us, and circumstances mostly, I'll say, we just end up being very far away from Africa. So, what are your thoughts about that?
Um, yeah, it's basically what it is. It's we're all over. We're scattered all over, right? That's just the three of us. But as we all know, we're all over the world, and for us to still have that same bond, that same connection, that same calling, um, and at least for me, it's really just that question, inquiring. I can honestly say most people in my family probably have never been to Africa. You know what I mean? And so it's almost like I'm taking that first step. And so yeah, but at the end of the day, it's because that's where you truly know this is where it all began. This is where you come from, and it's time to know and connect yourself with the truth and your history and your people and so on and so on. It has to be done eventually, right? Somebody has to do it. It's just been it's just been a long disconnection, you know.
That is so true. That is so true. And how about you, Victor? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, when Davia mentioned disconnection just now, I was like, okay, yeah, so many of us are really, really, really disconnected from Africa. So that is the bond that we have right now, and we are here now um discussing about Africa. So I'm originally from Nigeria, and due to choice, not circumstance in my case, I happen to be here in London, England, and okay, gonna take 1 year, 2 years, 3 years now, 2 decades. You get so that constant. I'm gonna move back. I'm gonna move back. Will be it's just like kicking the tire forward. Now I have kids. I can't just pick my bag and move. So I had to a couple of years ago. I had to start planning my exit strategy to go back. So I started doing one or two investments. Some try. I failed. But that thing never left me. Of always trying to do something in Africa, build something in Nigeria. So I'm really comfortable in Nigeria. I'm very happy when I'm there. Very, very happy when I'm in Nigeria. Yeah. So I've been to a few places, but every time I go back home, I'm just like I'm like Superman. The sun, everything just makes me feel great, like I can do anything. The freedom,
Beautiful.
I can't measure the freedom you get. I was sorry to take this conversation long. I was doing an interview yesterday. She's from Sierra Leone, but now lives Sierra Leone now lives in Ghana, and the smile on her face. I just told her point blank, you can only get this smile in Africa. There's this smile that you smile in Africa, you just know
What you're saying
that
is beautiful.
yes, you don't see that smile anyhow. You just know that when you're speaking to someone who is in Africa and they smile, oh yes, you can beat this. So
There's no
whenever I'm
rest.
in,
It's just like that smile.
yeah,
Look, that takes an
Ooh,
entire face to smile.
yeah.
And
It comes deep from your heart, and you
Yeah,
smile when you hear your heart
you
slap. You
a
know
pure
that, yes,
happiness.
your unadulterated happiness. You see that happiness. I saw the happiness in her, and I recognized that immediately because whenever I'm in Lagos and someone calls me, and when they hear me speak, they say, "Oh yes, you are back home." I say, "Yes, I'm in Lagos now."
I That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. And like I I lived in France for many years, and I lived with my family. Most of my family still live in France. My mom, my dad, my brother, my sister. I'm the only one in the States. Don't ask me why. But when I was living in Senegal, oh my gosh, like that sense of freedom that you talk about, just that because you have that sense of freedom from the peace of mind and the knowledge that you are the number, you make the number. Then I didn't realize it, but now when I think, why was I so happy then? I'm not miserable now, but it's just there are boundaries to how I live here. There are boundaries. They're invisible and they're
Mm.
physical as well. I can see them. I can sense them. So when I am in Africa and I'm walking down the road, and I'm like, whatever, I'm just me, and that sense of yourself, and it's just that as if you were part of the elements, you were just part of the nature. You belong. You don't even have to question whether or not you belong. And I think that's within us, no matter the disconnection. Deep inside you, we all yearn for that belonging, like that connection to something, to a place. And yes, it has to be a place. I've seen these people say home is where your hurts belong. That's like a saying. And though I absolutely enjoyed and loved the United States, and I love many places that I had been around the world, the only place I feel like rooted as my soul and my person is in Africa. It's in Senegal. It is just it's like as if I had lived there for 10 different, like for 10 past lives. And every time that I go to Africa, I'm like, this is where like my spirit is wrapped around that place. And it's
Mhm.
even physical. I have this place. I'm not gonna name the place. It's an island that I lived on. It's like when I get there, it's just like my spirit, it's just like something is like getting out of me. It's like this, it's like I'm part of the nature, part of the elements. So that deep connection that I have to Africa, I wish that for every single human being. And I wish that more for our brothers and sisters who had been so far away from Africa for so long. And Davia, I just cannot wait to take you to Africa, because I know that part of you will recognize history, will recognize connection, will recognize the spirits that you come from. Because most of the time we don't really go back into our spiritual beings. But you cannot be a human being if you do not fully acknowledge your spirit. And your spirit will recognize Africa. It will recognize the place. So, oh my gosh, I got carried over with this spiritual thing. Uh, anyway, this is why I am like, I cannot stop looking for Africa, no matter where I am. I'm always looking for Africa within the people and within uh, the food, the things, the systems, and everything. Because it is Africa. It has to be Africa for me.
Mm, I completely agree. I completely agree. I'm I'm looking forward to doing that too. I need that feeling, y'all. You know, I need that. I need that in my life right now.
The funny thing is when you mention for David, you're right. We are scattered all over the place. We are scattered. We're global. You get. So we're over 200 million everywhere, including the Americas, so Asia. We just everywhere. And the frustrating thing when you mention, oh, have you been to Africa before? You see the defense mechanism comes out. I will try to like, no, what am I going to do there? What am I going to do there? These people, it's just that frustration and the yearning of the spirit that wants to go back actually. But circumstances is just like raising its head and trying to like push you back and just push the person back. You see that because when I mentioned, oh, we've moved to Nigeria now. So really, I say yes. So what are you still doing here? What do you mean? What am I still doing here? You get? I can come whenever I like. I can go whenever I like. But that is where I live now.
Mm-hmm.
So really, so you mean you can go and you can actually have a house there, have a home there, have business there, and move and start. Of course, who says that if you move that you've cut ties with whatever you're doing in the US or in the UK or Paris or where? No, nobody said that.
No.
If you want to move, you can move and stay there. Don't you go on holidays? Yes, I do. So what is the difference? You can live there and travel whenever you like. You can still do your business there and travel whenever you like. You can still do same. You can do your job there remotely. So what are you talking about? Visually, what are you talking about? So it's not like you're moving, carry your house, so and just like cutting ties and just go into the deep black, the deep black with the beyond that nobody's going to talk to you anymore. No.
It doesn't work like that. No, you definitely will have this connection to your friends, whether they are in Europe and you can visit. You can take a break from Africa and say, hey, you know what? Next year I'm going to go for an entire year back to the US, for example, and, connect with what I have there because you do have a spiritual and physical connection to even UK, Connecticut, or Atlanta. So, for us in different levels, and I will also answer to your question because this is a conversation. So what are your reasons for wanting to immigrate in Africa, whether it's temporarily or permanently? Why don't we start with that here?
So the question was, what are my
What are
reasons
the
for
reasons for
immigrating?
wanting to visit Africa? Immigrate. I'm going to say immigrate because it's more than a visit, because I know we are looking for just more than just a visit.
Well, Marguerite, that I could, you can go on for hours and hours about answering that question. But me personally, everyone probably has their own particular reason and purpose. But my reason in particular um, is to reconnect. First of all, I want to reconnect. Um, Growing up in America, honestly, let's just be honest. This is a Western culture. It's the European system. Um, that is what I've been embedded in my entire life.
Mhm.
Um, so to just be honest, knowing only the Western and European civilization or system in every form and fashion, I wanted to actually reconnect with my African heritage and culture and civilization and system. And so, in depth, like the conversation we just had previously, in depth, I want that spiritual connection. I want that true. I want to finally know. You know what I mean? You have to know. This is a true, um, like not. I don't want to say confusion, but we honestly, a lot of Africans that have been in America their entire life have no idea. They've never experienced Africa. So so that's my purpose, just to reconnect, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, in every aspect that I can. And second would be to contribute. Um, Being of the diaspora, of course, we have that negative side to not really knowing any, a lot of our history and things of that nature, not taught of, the Western, not taught from the Western perspective. Everything used to been out of a book written by a white man. You know what I mean? That's everything that we, other than now, in the modern age, you can educate yourself, you can indulge yourself in books and things of that nature, online access to everything, right? But it's still nothing like going to go see for yourself. But But that's the good side of being a diasporan. I mean, there is a good side of being a diasporan, which is more than likely financially. If you've been responsible, you can have financial power. You can have financial leverage. You know what I mean? You have not only the perspective of the Western world, of the European world, in business and in a lot of other aspects as well, but you more likely have a financial situation that can be used to really leverage and assist and to invest when you return. So, and that is, I feel like, just as important as reconnecting. It's time that's the automatic. It has to. You can't come and reconnect and not contribute. You can't contribute and not reconnect. They're both hand in hand. Once you reconnect, you're going to want to contribute. So that's my two purposes, my two reasons. And you know, I've been thinking about it for quite some time. And who would have thought, this would have came along, you know what I mean? And it's almost time to get that started, you know what I mean? So, you know, don't care about no pandemic or none of that. Let's go. If we can, God's will.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. And what are your reasons, Victor, to wanting to immigrate back?
Yeah, my reasons was straight. It's very straightforward. It's freedom.
Uh-huh.
That's my reason. Freedom, because there's some stuff that I need to. There's some stuff that I need to do or that I want to do, but in my current place of residence in the UK, you can't really do that. You can't really express yourself as an entrepreneur on that level because there's so many institutional barriers that kind of like blocks you. You can't. There's no everything has been built kind of, and you don't have that freedom to do what you need to, what you actually want to do in the UK. Fine, they say there's so much opportunities out there. I agree, but these opportunities are already prepared. You can't go beyond. You can't start. You can start, but it's already you can start on a platform that's already been prepared. But I want to be in a place where the freedom for me to choose the type of industry that I want to go to, I want to go into, the freedom to move about the way I want to, the freedom to create whatever I want to. I can't go down the A46 or the expressway to buy a piece of land and start building a farm. I will need to jump through so many hurdles. But if I'm back home, if I'm in Africa, I can say, okay, you know what? I have a piece of land. I can start farming. I have a piece of land. I can just start building my house the way I want to without. Check this out. Yesterday, on my same conversation, she painted her house yellow, yellow and white. It was really, really beautiful. In Ghana, the house color was yellow and white. I'm like, come on, man, you're flexing. She said, no, that is how I just liked it. And I just looked out of my window and everywhere was just same color. You get so those kind of freedom is not here. And this kind of like re reshaping your on a subconscious level, it kind of like molds you to be very, very small, to start thinking small. Don't go beyond your boundaries. Like your car park is small. My house in Nigeria, my car park, you can park like 7 or 8 cars. You get my house, the bed. So this is the kind of freedom I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You get, and Secondly, I want my children to like know that this is where they come from because they can easily get into the system and just go. So I want my kids, they've started to love Africa already. So I'm very grateful for that. Thank God for that. They've started, I've been taking them back now, apart from this year now. We've been going back to Nigeria now for the past 4 or 5 years, every summer for 6 weeks, 6 weeks, 6 weeks, 6 weeks. We go there, they love it, they enjoy it. So I just want them to know that this is where they came from. And even though I'm gone, they should still like pass that to their kids for them to know this is where we are from. So that's the two main reasons: freedom, and for my kids to know that this is what's going on in Africa.
Wow, those are really powerful responses. Oh my gosh, I love it. And
Yeah.
wow, and you got me thinking too. And so mostly I join you, Victor. I hear you. It's my number one reason will be to go back to Africa. Will be building. Will be building because it's just part of my personality that I want to fix something. Not fix something, anything, or I want to start something and I want to build something to shape. Yeah, that's what I want to do. And from being from Africa, there's so much fixing needing to be done. You like fix it. Yeah, and my second reason would be justice, and I'm gonna say justice, reclaiming reclaiming what's mine, because in so many different levels. Like my father is a philosopher, so with like very early we started like exploring this deep consciousness and questioning the world, the societies, the spiritual. And very young, I started realizing that I don't want the barriers or the predeterminations of this world to determine who I am or how I should live within my community and my people. And I always claim um, reparation. And when I claim reparation for the African people and their descendants. So literally everyone got reparation, like in many different cultures. But Africa was literally stripped of his human substance during slavery and during colonization. They took people out of Africa. And who did they took out of Africa? They was the young, the strongest, the healthiest, the most beautiful. And they kind of empty the bucket. They just took people from Africa to develop other nations. And now we look back, we're like, well, Africa is poor. Of course. Well, Africa is broke. Of course, you took the people because there is
Mm.
no wealth without people. So going back to me is bringing the number. It's bringing the number back where it belongs because we need the number back to the continent. And and my third reason would be for my children, for my son. Just have one. I'm like, I don't want him to grow up not feeling the freedom that you mentioned. Because you only appreciate what you have when you lose it. And Davie, if you hadn't been to the United States for so long, you probably would have never enjoyed what you have in Africa or what you're going to experience in Africa. I was there, and at some point in my life in Africa, I felt stuck. I felt like I didn't have options. Maybe you experienced that too, and I felt like, well, maybe I should go to Europe. That's where the things are. Maybe I should go to the United States. That's where the education system are. Reason why when I was offered a scholarship, I went to the United States because I'm like they sold me in my mind that everything is great. The education system is better in the United States. So when I
Mhm.
went to UConn, I could not agree with any of my teachers. I'm like, no, no, this is not right. And they were telling us, like, for instance, I took some African history lessons and all that. I'm like, where did you learn all this? How come you saying things that are so wrong about Africa? So if I hadn't gone from Africa, I would have never realized how precious Africa was. And I'm like, um, in all the myths of this us going back. And I think all of us, each one of us here, I'm just going to speak for the three of us, but I know it'll apply to millions of Africans. If we had never left Africa, we would have not been who we are today. We'd give it or take it. You know, the good, the bad, the questionings, the doubts, and everything. We needed to leave our continent. And when we just even retrace things back, humans are not meant to be to be stuck in one place. Look, remember, history lessons say we all came from like Lucy, maybe in South Africa. We all migrated to Europe and skin colors changes. If you look at the history of the world and humans, we are not meant to stay in one place. We are meant to go and explore and around and around. And that's why humans are. And reason why today we should continue to explore, but with the context of our century and the history that we all know, we have now the responsibility to go back because not just because as humans we should travel, but because our people, our skin complexion, our humanity is being threatened and has been threatened for many years. They are taking from us and they're not going to stop taking from us. So reconnecting to Africa, to me, is just seeking the truth. It's just bringing back what had been taken from me. Because if I am here in the United States, I am only working for the American system. And if you are in UK, you're only working for the UK system. And they keep taking from us. They're still taking from us. Even if they are like, now they say, oh, how can you travel when you are an African? Not every African can travel. You have to be wealthy, literally speaking. You have to be extremely smart for the rest of the world to open their doors to you as an African. I didn't come here to the United States because I was poor and broke. I came here because they gave me a scholarship. They saw me doing extremely well in Africa and being smart and said, okay, that's the type of people that we want from Africa. And they have keep on taking those people from Africa. If you look at all the Africans around the diasporans, they're immigrating and doing so, those are the most dynamic people. They are the most not only dynamic, they are the most people willing to take risks and build, because leaving everything that you know behind and go someplace else where people don't speak your language, don't look like you, that takes a lot of gut to do. And those people, Africa needs them back, because now we have to build Africa for our humankind, for our species. I'm going to say species. I know it's going to sound very weird, but it's just one species, like a human race. But this society that we live in had subdivided us in a way that now we need to start thinking as a Black people to survive as a Black community, and just also to give something to our kids and our descendants. Anyway, I got carried over again. But yeah, those are my reasons.
No, go ahead. I'm liking that.
Yeah, man.
So I just to bring back the substance, we need to like I'm gonna go back to that. So like uh since I met you, you are an entrepreneur, right? You try things, had created your own business. What do you do?
I actually do a lot of things. I'm a appliance repairman. I'm a appliance technician. Um, so I fix appliances, for home warranty companies and things of that nature. I've been doing that for a short amount of time. It's been going very well. Then I have my own herbal supplement line where for fitness. So I love fitness and I love just holistic health. I love that. So took it upon myself to create my own products, and that's doing well. Several, I get orders and here and there. I do it all myself, made for myself, created myself, everything. So doing that, then my family, we own a restaurant out here in Atlanta. My mother and my stepfather, um, been having that probably right before the pandemic hit. Luckily, thank God, we've actually been thriving through the pandemic. We had to make a lot of adjustments, but we've actually been doing very well. It's all, family owned, family ran, and they're gonna be expecting me to go in later on today. You know what I'm saying? And it's been going really well. So entrepreneurship is really encouraged in my family. Um, thankfully, because that's the best thing going around here. It really is.
Thank you so much for sharing that. That's beautiful. See, entrepreneurs, builders, shapers, visionaries. How
Hmm.
about you, Joe? What do you do on a daily basis?
Okay. I'm an IT consultant for with the NHS, which is the our health sector here. So we kind of, as a consultant, I help them to like install and implement new EPM, which is electronic patient management systems, on their on each site. So I travel from here to there, just all over the country, just to like help them. But the pandemic has given me um, so much time to focus more on my podcast, my message, and also I'm a mental strength coach, an accountability partner, a success partner, if you want to say that. So I hold people accountable to what they say they want to achieve. So in as much as I'm doing that, I myself, I am holding myself accountable to reach my highest potential. So,
Mhm.
and the message that has been resonating with me when it comes to my podcast and how I'm pushing myself is mostly because of my kids. Why I say that is because the narrative that's going around for young black kids is that of absentee father, and if they want to, their career choice is kind of limited as well. So what is being portrayed to them on the media is mostly about sports and what's it called, entertainment. That's what we portrayed to them. So I'm using my platform as well to just to showcase there are other successful black people who are not into entertainment, who are not into sports, but they are doing very, very well in our community. So if you look at the Nigerian community, for example, we are almost everywhere. We have doctors at the hospital, we have nurses, we have um, we have we have great skilled people in the black community. So I'm using my Diaspora Entrepreneurs podcast platform to showcase so many um, diverse disciplines that they can actually look into instead of just the limited sports and entertainment. So I just want to broaden their horizon with my platform as well. Like, oh, that is actually speaking to this, that is speaks to this, that is speaks to that. And in future, they know that they are not limited to just one particular industry to work with. So that is what I do on a day-to-day basis. I kind of like bring people that are experts in different fields and have a conversation with them and record it. That is what I do.
That's awesome. That's
Mhm.
beautiful. And but yeah, this is to just say that um, Africans people are dynamic workers. They are. We have an economical power. We have a power, a demographic power, and we also have a spiritual and intellectual power. So because like there's like this theory about natural selections, who are the one who survived, because many thousand years ago, due to so many weather conditions, a lot of human died. So
Mhm.
who are those ones who were able to make it survive? And they do have like some biological studies saying, have to be pretty strong if you want to survive in harsh weather and so on. Just to say that being a human takes also of biology of strength, and the one who make it, who are successful, are the one who also have that physical, intellectual, and spiritual strength to make it. So through slavery, though I wouldn't personally experience it, but with what I learned, and so people who had been enslaved and survived the Atlantic trip to go to America, people who made it to America were resilient. They were strong. Those people was like physically built in a very extraordinary ways. So if we have throughout centuries, they had not only taken the best of Africa from the country, the strongest, because back then, remember, we didn't have all this technology to build wealth. You need people. You need to have many sons to cultivate your land. So that's how you're
Mhm.
wealthy. And remember when they take all the sons and women who can procreate and make these beautiful children, those are the ones that they had taken from Africa. And they had taken them. They didn't ask us our permission. They had taken them because We lost wars. We lost battles in intellectual and in any kind of way. Africa lost its children. So when they went to the diaspora, that was the first way they built. They America gave free laborers, like slaves from America gave free labors to this continent, to this country for centuries. Free laborers. Where do you get that on earth? And from nowadays in Africa, what's happening is that the people that live in Africa are the smartest, the strongest, among the smartest and the strongest. Those are the people that the immigration laws in Canada, in France, in UK, in the United States, those are the people that they want. They give you scholarships, they give you all these little incentives so they can still continue to take smart people out of Africa. And going back to me, going back home, is just returning what was owned, what belonged to Africa. And I think I would strongly want David to go back to Africa temporarily. Great, more longer run, fantastic. But I want Africans to go back so we can return to motherland what rightfully belongs to her. And in this way, in this context, African people can definitely find their place. We have a place. We can confirm our place in history, in life, and everything because we had to return what was taken from the land, from the mother. I am a mom. I have children. Like when my son spends like a weekend with the grands, I'm like, I miss my children. I want my children. I want my son back. Though he's a pain, but I want my son back. It's part of me. And I think Africa needs us. It wants us as the mother. It wants us to be back. And that's one of my main reasons to.
And just to add to that, and what Ghana did officially as a country did last year was really, really great.
Mhm.
And even the year before for officially saying move what's it called? Year of the return
Yeah.
Oh,
to Ghana. Yeah. I think if I would suggest to the whole African leaders, I would say, you know what? You all 54 of us should say, Oi,
Everybody.
Africa is open. Everybody, year of the return. Choose 54 countries, pick one, and just visit. Just come.
No debate.
Just, yeah.
No debate, man. I mean, the power that we all have. I would think that that would be, obvious. You know what I mean? That was a beautiful message too, Marguerite. Like you say, which it's almost like you're returning what was taken so long ago. And the best part of it all now is, it's such a high, educated, they have, financial power. It's such benefit. Look, the money that Ghana raised from that year of return. It was, I forgot how many billions of dollars that they made just from doing that in 1 year. So it's like, why wouldn't other countries jump on board with it? I don't know as well, Victor. I would think I would hurry up and put it on everything. I would flag and then come on, y'all, come on. So because it's time, man. It really is. It's time. It's just no doubt about it. And honestly, I feel like America doesn't deserve African people here anymore. They don't deserve our contribution, what we bring, mentally, what we bring to entertainment, what we bring to, culturally. They copycat everything we do, and then they twist it to make it, to degrade it. You know what I mean? They twist it to where you can't really, to still stay in your place, or to educate, to make it to where you are your own self-destruction. They have played the system to where you play yourself, but they still make money and profit off of you. So that's why I just don't feel the trickery and the lies and just the manipulation of these countries here on our people. They don't deserve us here anymore. Africa needs this. Africa, this is where we should be directing our power. And I mean, and this is coming from somebody that hasn't even been to Africa, right? But I've been in America my whole life, and I can answer any question y'all got about America.
I have
What I would say to that, just to compliment what you're saying, Davia, is that I heard something. I like movies, anyways, and it's one of my weakness. Yeah. The no. not the Game of Thrones. You know what? They shot the midget Tyrion. Was it Tyrion or one of them? He made one very fantastic statement that says, "There is nothing like a good story."
Mm.
You get so the stories that have been told to us for generations to come, since we went to primary school, kindergarten, up till now. If in Africa, the English books from primary one or kindergarten says Mungo Park discovered this, Christopher Columbus discovered that, William Wilberforce
You know,
discovered. So
my father used to say, "How can you discover something when you went there? You found people there. How do you
yeah,
know that? You
so,
discovered
so
something, but you found people there when you discover." I'm like, "What did you discover?"
you understand? So these stories has been like racking our brains. They've been like conditioning us for a very long time. And what I'm grateful for this period is that the internet has made us now don't tell my story anymore.
Yeah,
I'm articulate enough, I'm legible enough to read, I'm mentally okay, I can reason well. So don't tell me what I already know. Don't tell me about me. I know me. You get? Let me tell my own story now. So the internet has given us so much leverage
he does.
to tell our own story.
Yeah.
So whatever you do, tell your own story now. Let's not rely on Sky or CNN or BBC to start telling you. They will never tell you anything good that is not profiting them. The only story they will tell you is about it's about that what's it called? That one baby in the village that is hungry, that flies are coming off her eyes, and she has no water to drink with the big fat stomach. See that what's it called? That commercial has been going on for decades now.
It has
Yeah,
propaganda.
Yeah. So
I
that
do.
is the story that they've been telling us, telling us, telling us. Now, when the war was over, when the civil war were over in Africa, they had nothing to say anymore,
Yeah,
apart from the instigated ones that they was trying to instigate and bring us to like start fighting each other, start killing each other. Now they don't have anything to say. The diasporans, that the people that were taken out of Africa, now they've started to learn where they come from and starting to share with the world that listen, this is not actually how we were. Before you guys came, we were this. And who were printing those books? Those books were programming, those books were propaganda.
mhm.
They were twisting our young minds.
And the best propaganda came from the Bible. The best propaganda was the Bible. If
Right.
if
Yeah.
we go back to how did we even get in contact with the white civilization? They came as missionaries.
Hmm.
That's how they first landed in Africa. They came with that Bible and say, "Hey, we're very nice. We're here to tell you about God because you guys are pagan. You don't have any God." But trust me, my culture, we've been worshiping so many gods way before the white civilization came through. So many gods. If we're looking into African history to find, we teach you who God is because we had known Him for so long. We didn't wait, and even when we go back to all this, I'm just gonna. It's just this is so propaganda. They got us so well for so many centuries,
Yeah, they did. They
and
did.
America,
the thing that
America
really
is the biggest liar. America is the biggest liar on the planet, man. You know, in every way, form possible, man. It's and that's why I feel like the importance of reconnecting. Like you say, like spiritually. Just imagine, those of us that literally have no idea about African culture or history. I want to learn my true history. I want to go to a university or a school or a classroom or a professor. You know what I mean? I want to go to those people and read the books that they have and just see the difference between a book in America and a book there. And actually, you know what I mean? I want to see that difference. I want to know what the truth is here. How can you read a book about Africa that was written by someone in America, or completely Americanized book that's telling you about Africa? What sense does that make? That doesn't even make any sense. So
It doesn't. It doesn't make
let me
sense.
go to the source.
Ask one question, Davier, about America? Are there poor people in America? The
Several,
poverty.
several. Yeah, there are poor people here in America, man. They're very impoverished people, very neighborhoods and all over in several cities. Um, Here in Atlanta, we got poor people. You know what I mean? You got homeless. The homeless population is very high here in Atlanta, and a lot of other, pretty large cities. The homeless population is really bad. And so, yeah, it is poor. It's poor people here now. And why, Victor? Why do you ask?
No, because of the when they want to mention poverty, they just like shine the light on Africa. That is. Yeah.
I got you. I've never seen a show or anything that would show a big thriving city in Africa on American television. I've never. I can't even recall. You know how hard I would have to think to recall of something like that, like the cities they have in Ghana and Nigeria, for example. I've never seen that. They don't show that purposefully. They probably would never show that. You know, they'll show other countries and this and that, this and that. But America, the media in particular, is only an influencer of what they want you to think and what they want you to know. That America, in every form and fashion, every corner of America, is used to their leverage of what they want from you. They will not. They don't care about truth anymore. There is no truth in America, especially now, as things have gotten more. This new era, this new generation. It's even social media. Everything is to be utilized to get the people to do what we want them to do. That is a very tricky environment to live in. The rulers and the leaders of this nation, they have no. I really feel like they have no soul whatsoever. It's all about utilization. How can we profit? How can we gain access and move forward in whatever their agenda is, whatever that agenda is? But it's for that agenda. So why would we want to contribute to a nation like this? Instead, use our financial power, use the currency here to leverage our own home. That's the only thing. That's the only purpose I feel America should really bring for the African people, for people. Period. And just use it, just like how they're using you, and get out of here.
Yeah. And to go back to history and books, I have a really good referral that I'll send you this book, but I'll just share it here so people that hear the podcast.
Yeah.
It's an Amazon. It's a book written by Cheikh Anta Diop. Cheikh Anta Diop is a Senegalese researcher, professor back in the 60s or 50s. And then he did write so many books about African civilization. And he has this book titled The African Origin of Civilization, Myth or Reality. Excellent book. Excellent book. I'll send you the link too. And you can go check that book out and it'll give you some background. Oh, I'll just share the Amazon link here with you.
Yeah, I got to get that. Put that knowledge on me. I want that knowledge. I'm looking for a herb. Yeah, like I know Black Panther was, it's a movie, but I'm looking for a herb that does something that it give me, it make me superhuman or something like that. I'm into like herbs and things like that. So, I'm deep into that. I want to go trek somewhere in the jungle or somewhere in the wild and go pull it fresh out, man. And you know what I mean? Eat it.
Be careful fish for it. There are a lot of herbs in Africa.
And that everywhere, right? And with the purest soil, and fresh organic, natural nature, fresh organic knowledge. That's what I want. I'm tired of this tainted poison that's been fed to my people, man. Here in America, it's all poison. Religion has been tainted. You know what I mean? Everything is just tainted, man. So the things that you see us do here in America, even though it's a thriving country, it's the leader, right, of the world. It's almost like you're looking at a people that have been influenced and manipulated and lied to and used and abused for so long that we don't even know that why we do the things that we do. And I'm sure that y'all can connect too as well, going back home, certain things, in Africa, I'm sure you definitely don't approve of. And it's because we've all been used and manipulated, but we can help each other now. We can we can connect the dots to each other now, because I know this side and you know that side. So let's kind of put the pieces of the puzzle together, so we can make a masterpiece, man. That's truly why, it's time for us to do this. And we all can do it just with this right here, just with this on this screen and on this phone. They've given us access globally to connect now. That's the worst thing they probably could have ever done.
Yeah.
Well, and just to share a piece of oh gosh, I just lost the time. Anyway, I have a next question for you guys. It'll come back. What challenges do we face when we made the decision to immigrate back? How about Victor? Victor, start first.
Okay. The challenges we face. One was the people that I shared it with at first. Yeah. Because me and the missus were cool with that. We know, oh yeah, we're going back, so there's no discussing that between us. So when I shared it with my mom was like, my mom is in Africa right now. And she's like, what? What? Are you crazy? Are you crazy?
Oh yeah.
People are fighting every day to get to where you are, and you're saying you're coming back here. After doing a Thanksgiving that you've gone, now you want to come back here. So that thing was like,
I can't even picture her saying all that. That's how I know African mothers.
What? Are you crazy? No, let me hear that again. I said, okay. The good thing is that I've mentioned it to you. So yeah, I've mentioned it to you. So that is okay. But I now started, like, the second challenge was, how do I start? I jumped in the first time. That was like 6, 7 years ago. I jumped in. I just moved. I stayed for about 7, 8 months. Man, this is not how I planned it. I came back. So I started learning from my mistakes. One, I need revenue. I had no investment then. So what I need revenue, I need income, I need consistent income, predictable ones to be coming in. So I said, okay, if I can conquer this challenge, then I'm good. I jumped back in. I prepared myself again. About 2 years, went back in. I I opened a restaurant. I learned. I know how to. I was trained with doing CCTV back then. So got there. I had a few guys that I was working with.
What is CCTV?
Oh, CCTV, closed circuit TV.
Okay.
Yeah. So it just it's for security surveillance.
Okay.
Yeah. So I went into that. So I was just dabbling in different businesses, but I failed. The only one I still existing right now is the partnership on the CCTV aspect, which is still going on right now. So when that's my second challenge of, like, creating a sustainable business. So the first one was who was your environment, who are you speaking to? The second was having sustainable income, because at first I was thinking I needed huge sum of money to, like, just jump back in. So I saved, and sold some stuff, and I moved back. But the money was just, I ran through it. Yeah. And okay, that was the wrong move. I came back and I started, like, creating businesses. And also, because I was not physically present, most of the businesses died off naturally. because I was not physically present. So now we've started, like, I'm now doing partnerships with people. So to conquer the second challenge. And how I conquered the first, I know you didn't ask me, but how I conquered the first challenge was that I started I started building a network of people who actually have that same vision of moving back.
Exactly.
Yeah, or connecting with people that are on ground who moved back and are also thriving. So learning from their mistake. So instead of me to going back home and to my hometown, I had to stay in Lagos, which is far away from my hometown because of the expectations of ADC from me, because I just came back from England, so they're expecting heaven and earth from me. But living in Lagos with the same mindset, with the same people, the environment is very charged up. That it is a get go. There's no time. There's no time. We'll have drinks in the evening, but when we wake up in the morning, it is a go. Let's go. What are we doing today? So that is the type of environment that I like. That is where I thrive. That is where that's where I come alive. Again. So I overcame that first challenge of my circle back home with the network. Then number two, now I'm more into partnerships and creating stuff. So even though I'm not there, we have the same goal, have the same vision. So that is the second challenge and how I got over that challenge. Then the last one was the fear of what I already know, which is the basic stuff of I already know about the electricity situation. I already know about water. I already know about security. I already know about the stuff that you hear on media. I already know about them. And for us in I keep saying Nigeria because that is where my major focus is. For us in Nigeria, we've been our own government. We've been taking care of ourselves. We build our own borehole, which is our own tap water to drink. We generate our own electricity. Again, we have our own security. So I already know that. So bringing that as a challenge for me, I've already conquered that. So why? So that's not a challenge. It's there, but it's not a challenge to me anymore because you just that is something that's for other people, not for me anymore because
You've
I
completed.
will kill that. Yeah. So those are the three challenges I can remember right now.
Okay. What are your challenges right now, David?
My challenges, if I feel like would be resources. You need to know somebody there. You need to know where you're going. You need to know how you're going to create streams of income. And I speak for other diasporans, as well. So those are the challenges: resources, networking, income, starting your business. Everything that we offer, me and Margaret, everything that we provide.
Call Marguerite. She has stuff for you.
Yeah, come on. That's why we started this engine, because that those are the challenges. Those are the challenges to get that ball rolling, to actually stop talking about it, stop dreaming about it, stop wishing, but actually know somebody, shake hands, make conversations, make investments, buy those tickets, go see that land, go see that home, get something started, start to create, start to produce. And those are the challenges right there. So that's with that assistance, any assistance towards that can speed up the process. It can fast forward, so everybody ain't just sitting around talking about doing something, but we actually going now. You know what I mean? It's getting done. So those are the only challenges right there, and that's easy too. And thanks to that phone once again. You know what I mean? Online, baby, you find people all over Africa, all over the continent, and you can definitely reach us and hit us up, and we can get that ball rolling for you. because no excuses. We don't want any excuses. And also fear, Margot. Second would be fear, the challenge of the unknown. Where you've never seen or what you've never been. That's a mental challenge. That's a psychological challenge, and that's what a lot of people suffer from as well. Being victims of the situation where they're from and what how we where we all have geographically been. Whatever system you've been a part of, whatever they've been pumped, whatever lies they done pumped in your head. Psychologically, and on a spiritual level, on a personal level, you have to overcome those mental blockages so you can finally be the person that you were supposed to be and contribute to the overall purpose of your people, and so that's another challenge as well, just resources, and the second one, which I said was the unknown, fear. Yeah.
All right, so my challenges are readapting. So I've been away for so long, and I've developed mechanism to live in the US that are specific for me, developing so I can live here. And when I was in France, I've also developed different mechanism to live in the French society. So I kind of put coats and like blankets over my head and over and over and over. And then now when I go back, I'm like, if I go back to Senegal, what am I going to do? Am I putting another thing over my head to try to readapt to the society, or am I lifting and be my true self? So to me, it's readapting to the fact that traffic will be extremely slow and I'm going to be beep. Why are you driving this way? The other one is going to be, what? No power again? Third time today? Actually, the storm, Isaiah gave me chill me down about it. I'm like, okay, if I've been in the United States like 4 days, almost 5 days without power, I can survive in Africa. I can literally do it again. So it's just readapting mechanism. Like, am I going to reconnect with my friends again? Luckily, I have great friends. They still love me. And I'm like, am I going to leave? Is this city going to be fun? Am I going to find the right entertainment? And at the same time, I'm like, you know what? I've been here for like a year. I've been to a bar one time. So I probably not going to have. So it's just readapting to the culture that I left. And now that I'm coming back, I have grown. I have like all these new ideas that's probably going to be different to other people's point of views or customs and traditions. So it's more like readapting. And at the same time, I enjoy being free. When I say free, freedom is everything to me in Africa. That's what I feel the most myself. But also, I don't want to feel locked down in there so I cannot go back to a different place. I think as a human, and also this is part of me as just a human being, is that the world needs to open up to Black people, to just our skin complexion, to just say, hey, you can travel and be in France and become a French and be part of that place and culture if you choose to. Because you guess what? And when I was living in France, for example, if you will have a routine control, someone is visiting from Australia, they're more likely going to ask me for my IDs than ask the white person from Australia, though I was there for so long and my families and, are French. So it's like, I want us as African people also, no matter where we go on earth, so they can just say, hey, you're just human and you can belong here too. So that's the other side of mine, is that I want to be a global citizen. I want to be able to choose where I'm going to live and be accepted. Not even accepted, be tolerated. Because accepted now, this isn't the fight of my generation. I don't think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be 3 generations down. So Black people will now fight to be global citizens, but now we're fighting to be just to be given the right to be Black and to be not murdered. So it's just the right to be alive. So this is probably our generational fight to be alive and just fighting to be alive as Black person. But then maybe down the road, my descendants will be fight for the universal right of being Black and also be accepted universally and be able to be free universally, like in any place. Because like if you're a white person, you go to Africa, they're not like they're not limiting you. It's like you can literally go to Africa the way you want. It's like you don't even need a visa in most countries. But if you're an African, you're trying to go to any white country, you cannot just buy a flight ticket and travel. So yeah, immigrating back home, like readapting to the culture is my main fear. Like fear
Well,
and
what I would say, what I would say to that is readapting to your culture. Like when on one of these times, I think it was the second time we went to Africa, me and my family, and my boy was saying was the first time he saw everywhere he went were black people.
oh.
Everywhere he went there were black people. And he's seen different type of cars, he's into cars, seeing different type of cars, black people, black people, people, black people, black people. I say, honey, is this Nigeria? I say yes. Oh, okay. Say why? There's so many black people.
He's telling the truth, man. He's telling the truth.
That's the truth. You see, there's too many black people.
Everybody.
Again, when we go out, to maybe a resort and in the pool, black people. It was like, and it's not like you go to this neighbor's house, they have the same kind of gadgets that you have in London. They have the PS3 or the PS4. They're still playing games. They're still doing the same stuff that you're doing. Okay. The next time we're going back, the guy carried his own PS4. I took the PS4 back. At first, I remember they were having a conversation. I didn't pay attention to it. Like, how are they going to survive in Nigeria? They want us to carry foods. They want us to carry this. I was like, where do you think we're going? Where do you think we're going?
And I said,
like, they started carrying different stuff. I'm like, okay, what is that for? Just in case of this? Are you serious? Okay, so the readaptation, I understand what you mean by readapting because
I'm not. I won't be taking
question yourself.
a bottle of water. I promise. I'm not gonna take a bottle of water to Africa.
Where are you taking that to? Okay. And there's this thing that see that'd be a funny thing, Margaret. It's funny. So we have this bottled milk on the blue the jug of milk. So and in Nigeria it's mostly powdered milk. Yeah, the powdered milk. So it's like you just scoop the spoon and pour it into water. We don't really drink milks like that in Africa. So and these guys they do. So we now bought the powdered one. They didn't touch it for like 1 week, and they say, well, no milk, no milk. I said, well, that is milk. Said, no, that is the fake one. So really? So which one is the right one? And then I brought out their phone and just like they showed me the one I would buy in England. I said, okay. Say, don't worry, I'll get that for you tomorrow. Said, okay. So I went out to get those bottled water. I just like scooped the milk, just took some, pour it into the bottle of water. I just shake them. Yes, just got about 2, 3, put them in the fridge. And when they saw that in the morning, like, yes, we've got milk. Say, yes, we've got milk. I say, yeah, we've got milk. Go use that. Oh, kind of taste that. Yeah, go use that.
Oh man, that was
so you just need to adapt. Adapt.
Oh, I
true.
I like that. Oh, that's gonna be
So,
wonderful. And
so you will survive. You will survive.
oh
Don't
yeah,
worry.
we've already covered my next question, which was how to overcome those challenges. If I ever need tips again, I'll just call Victor. I'm like, Victor, here's the situation at home. How do we do that? And I have, I know you guys are busy men, busy gentlemen, so I'm just going to go with what are the recommendations and advices that you would give to brothers and sisters looking to immigrate back?
Me first.
Go ahead, Fred, please.
I would advice um my advice would be I don't know if others everyone interested in genealogy tests or things of that nature. People want to take that approach as well. So you just don't just go adventure or just pick and choose a nation out of 54 countries, the largest continent in the world. If you're really going back, I say the largest continent in the world, but the second largest. I think the first one's Antarctica, I think, or something like that. So I consider Africa as almost the largest real one because you can't live on Antarctica. But so if you want to really reconnect and go back, you can go a genealogy test. I actually took one just to see, and it said out 80% the people in my bloodline and whatnot, my heritage, whatnot, is geographically from Nigeria. 80% Nigerian.
I knew it. You're one of my
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, it was massive to me. So I was like, okay, I have to see Nigeria. I have to go and see and be there and develop it and for that spiritual connection. And see if the test was actually real. And I know I will be able to know when I visit. I feel like I would really truly know. But so people can to go that route, or build your network, build your network, reach out to, us, people like us, other brothers and sisters, like you said, Victor, other brothers and sisters that can connect with your mindset, your drive, your ambition, your goal, you know what I mean? And have that team and you go, whether they be here in the States and they go with you or they be in Africa and you go out there and you meet them. But build your network, and truly just really what is your goal for going, and whatever that true goal is, you make sure you stay, you stick with your plan and you execute, that's basically what it is to me. I feel like if you really want to reconnect, find out where you want to go, find out good people in that area or good people with the same ideas that you have and want to reconnect with you, want to reconnect to, and you build that team. Like I say, man, we all over the place, we global, man. So, I always say reach out to a new win, I always do that. That's just because it's automatic. The fact that we've created something like this. And Victor, you as well, we promote and encourage that reconnection, man, that exodus. I want, get out of here and go thrive. Here you're just trying to survive. In Africa you can truly thrive. That freedom. We're living in fear of being harassed and taken advantage of. Man, I can't. Y'all know now because I know in UK you feel it too. Marguerite, you feeling? You know exactly.
And now I know.
Let
me tell you something. When I was working in a corporate, because you go to this board meeting, like they were introducing the new hires to people, and I was sitting on this table, like there's a bunch of people. The owner of the company said, "Oh, our companies are truly diverse," and everyone was looking at me, and I was looking at everyone else. I was like, "Yeah, where's the diversity?" Later on, I'm like, oh, so he meant me, really. He was the diversity. Here I am exotic, it's fun. But I mean, in Africa, I'm not exotic. And I got like, and then when I was looking for housing and all that, I didn't know there's certain places where Black people should be going. And I was told later on, but a family member, she said, she's also a therapist. She's like, when you want to live with your child who is like mixed race, you want to go to a place where there's going to be diversity. You'll see Indians and Asians and all that. That's a good neighborhood for you. Don't go to white neighborhood. I'm like, I don't even know which one is white neighborhood or black neighborhood. So now I know that, yeah, there's limits. There's places you can really go and not be harassed or just not find some slurs on your window it's real. It's real. I didn't realize that. I was kind of living in the haze, like on a little bubble, and I didn't know. I'm like, oh, really? And then I start asking my African American friends and colleagues. I'm like, well, what's the deal here? Because now I feel like I'm African. I'm not. I'm like, and they telling me, yeah, we tell our kids, boys, that when you go out and watch out for the police, they'll kill you. We tell for our black kids, you can't, they cannot go to these type of schools because if it's just white school, predominantly white, they're gonna be teased and tear down for being black. And I'm like, are you kidding? So
Yeah.
you guys have been living telling this, you people, your kids, that you can't go in a white neighborhood or see police run away, they'll kill you. I'm like, what is going on in this country?
Yeah.
And that really hit me like in the face. It was like a small like slap on my face 2 years ago. And this is the second year. I'm like, now I'm like, oh no, I don't want my brain to be used to this type of life. I don't want to wire my brain to be afraid for being black. You know what? I'm like, it was scary in France, similar things, but in a milder, lighter level. But here, it's insane. It really is it's not real to me. I'm like, how do you leave that? I just can't wrap my head around that thing. Because you have to leave being afraid that they're gonna kill your son when he goes out and when he meets the cops and they have to run away or just bury their head in the sand. Like, I'm like,
I have several
it's real.
several stories, Margot. I have several stories.
How I'm gonna say this? How you? I'm like, this is how black people have been living here for centuries. I'm like, do you realize how insane it is? This is not normal. It's not normal. I mean, in Africa, it's not like that. I know we're considered behind, back, and far away, underdeveloped. It's not normal. I just want black people to know this isn't normal. Even in Europe, you don't live like this. Even if you feel stuck in your life, free yourself from the mental slavery. Bob Marley used to say, it's the mental slavery. Because we are like maybe physically free to some extent, but the hardest part is the mental freedom. And that's what people need to free themselves from. It's the hardest part because you might feel like wearing beautiful clothes and walking around. By the way, Davia, if you go to Africa, bring your best clothes because people love to dress nice. You should just bring
I got you.
bring.
No, don't even bring. Don't bring. Don't bring.
Oh, you can get there. Oh, there we go.
You see that way. You see like this. Don't bring. This is us. This is us. Don't bring.
If I have a couple of minutes, I'll go back
We're
and bring
good.
my stuff too because I have.
We are good. We'll hook you up. Don't bring.
I want some.
We've got tailors that will designers that will measure you and give you what you actually.
Oh, I like that one better.
That's what I want. That's exactly
just go with just t-shirts and everything.
And we will right?
You get.
There we go.
It is. No. Don't worry about that. In Africa, the proof. You are covered. You're covered.
That's exactly what I want, man. I'm really looking forward to that. I really look forward to that picture.
We've got good designers, good tailors, good. Yeah. No, materials, good.
And we also have ready to wear. We have ready to wear, like
ready to wear.
Good. Yeah.
If it's not your feet, they'll measure. They'll make it your feet. So don't worry about that.
Oh, great! I love that. Yeah. Oh man, that's great. There we go. So don't bring milk. Don't bring too many clothes.
Don't bring too many clothes.
That's a good piece of advice. And well, yeah, freedom in the mind, mindset.
Just to add to that, the whatever is going, not whatever, the things that are actually going on in the US is being portrayed as that is how black people are treated all over the world. It is not. that is just the US treating black people like shit, just like that. Simple.
Yeah.
In Africa, it's not like that. We have our own conflict, we have our own challenges there. That is that. But we fight, we quarrel, we that is but but for you to walk on the street and be scared, no, it doesn't happen anywhere in Africa, except it's a war zone, which is a no-go area. So you know there's actual conflict that you don't go, and there's curfews. You get so that is it. But Africa is free. Africa is freedom. Africa is open for everyone who wants to come to Africa. You get, and if you've not been to if you've not been to Africa before and you want to like make up your mind, there are different books. There's one um, that was launched, I think, was last month by a couple of friends of mine. It's called In Pursuit.
Can you type?
In Pursuit African In Pursuit Journeys of African Entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a great book. How they manage they are from Nigeria, but they work on Wall Street, and they had to move back to Nigeria to do some business. So you just spoke about their journeys. It was mostly the context was in Nigeria. So how crazy how crazy the ride was. You hear the whole you just hear about their story and their journeys there on the book, and it's a great. Let me not say, yeah, just read the book and give you some more light on how to like navigate
Yeah.
that. Another place to like start making up your mind is the summit that you guys are part of, which is the Move Back to Africa Summit, for where we have more conversation about moving back to Africa, things that you need to know, things you need to learn about Africa. If I would say, if you want, you need to like actually what you said, Major, was great. Know what you actually want, because if you want a peace, quiet life where you go about, where you just want to like the serenity, and probably Nigeria is not really. Nigeria should not be your first point of call. Uh, why I'm saying this is because
Hustle, baby. Heavy
yeah,
hustling.
Nigeria is really for the hustlers. If you want to build something, we don't need saving. We don't need saving in Nigeria. If you come and build, you get. That is what African come and build. We don't need. You probably get if you want to build what's it called, $1 million company, you have the skills there to support your business to grow. So long you can actually drive it, you have people there who can actually like support you to move
Mm-hmm.
forward. See, they don't speak too much English. Let's just do this now and just let's go.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not into that lifestyle, there's Ghana,
Good.
which is kind of cool for you to
Mm-hmm.
go and just be testing. You test stuff, you test stuff. Ghana, you can have a feel of Nigeria in Ghana. If you are in certain circle, you have a feel of how the hustle is supposed to be when you're in Lagos, but you're in Ghana.
Yeah.
Then you have the Gambia, you have Senegal, then you have another interesting place like Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
Kenya is my
You have
also.
South, yeah,
Yeah.
you have South Africa, you have Uganda. So Africa is huge and it has everything for everyone.
Yeah, everyone.
Everything for everyone. If you like,
So
if you can't bear the heat, you can go more south or more
Mm-hmm.
east of Africa, and you get more of the cold. And if that is what you want a cool temperature, you want a cool climate. Yeah, you better go more East Africa or Southeastern Africa. And we want the beach lifestyle.
yeah, there
We
we
have
go.
the Madagascar, you have the Seychelles,
You have Cabo Verde.
you have Cape Verde. See, so if that is the lifestyle you want, it is there for you. So
Everything.
whichever See, we're not even mentioning North America, North Africa. We have,
Exactly.
yeah, we
Morocco.
have Tunisia, we have Morocco, we have Egypt, we have what's it called, Algeria. We have, yeah. So everything is there for everyone. So all you have to do is pick, choose, just choose.
And if it's hard for you to choose, call us. We'll help you choose. We'll help you narrow it down.
Yeah,
This. Our African Investment Network really assists people in repatriation in Africa. And we have right now customers that we work with that are looking to repatriate within 12 months, some of them within 6 months. So we really assist people repatriating in Africa, help them narrow down the city based on their interests, based on their professional careers or ambitions and all that. So really, you have options. You're not alone anymore. You can go online and connect with the African Investment Network, connect with a New Wind. You can connect with Victor. He has right now his summit for going back home summit right now going, and email us. Just ask the questions. Just ask the question. You start with a simple question. Give a call, a text, or email, or even comment on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You have so many options, but most of all, know that you are not alone in this. So I think we've made it all the way to the end of this. Can you really fantastic conversation?
really that fast?
Now we get to say our final thoughts or words, and if you have any.
What I would say is, if you're thinking about going or moving to Africa, it begins with one step. And the step is get in touch with Marguerite, get in touch with Davia, or even myself. There's so many channels on Instagram, Facebook, or even send us a message on, I don't know, WhatsApp. See, just ask a question and just get around people with like minds. It may be 12 months, it may be 24 months, but know that you have a working plan. And Margaret, Davia, or myself can help you to achieve this.
Awesome.
I agree completely with the. I want to say to everyone watching, if you are viewing this, it's not by coincidence. None of this is by coincidence. You also are just like us. You want to connect and you want to reunite with your people. And with your continent, with your home. So don't hesitate. Now that we have this, all of us are all over the world now. Us three right here are completely different locations. So there is no reason to feel as if wherever you are, it's going to be hard. The financial issue that's, in time, save that can also be available. To still travel even if finances are difficult. Give it time. Plan ahead and prepare. Reach out to us and others, and truly just build that network. And once you build that network, and you get those resources and you know why you want to go, don't hesitate, because more than likely what you plan on doing will probably go well. You know what I mean? If you properly prepare yourself, the opportunities available are unlimited. So don't limit yourself here any longer. Grow and progress and succeed, feeling like a true human and true, and love for yourself from by experiencing Africa. That's where you will truly see. I feel like you will truly see the love for who you are, the love of being African. You can't feel that anywhere else other than in Africa. It's impossible. So let's do it. That's what I want to say. Just do it.
Yeah. Oh, those are great words and thoughts. I really have nothing to add on that. It's just beautiful. And thank you so much for making it this long with a New Wind, a Honorable in French. And see you soon on other podcasts. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you.